Hey y'all, I'm back. Happy Saturday. Y'all, I feel like I want to take a nap and I ain't been up doing nothing. Um, I did some videos, but I feel like I want to take a nap. Anyway, child, I went to start recording this and press the share button to share the screen. I said, get it together. But anyway, I'm back. There was so much stuff that I've been wanting to talk to y'all about this week. So I was like, what they didn't get earlier this week, they gonna get in all different little mini videos. So let's get into it. Is it raining where y'all are at? Because if y'all watched the first video I did, y'all could see that it was thundering a little bit, or I told y'all it was thundering a little bit. Now it's all beautiful outside. Y'all, I don't feel like going out to work. I might. Now, I don't know. We'll see. But let's get into some things. First up, let's get into a little bit of Bravo things. And I meant to tell you, I don't know if y'all seen in my last video, y'all, while I woke up and my eye was like this. Can you see this? I looked in the mirror. I said, I've never had a blood vessel like this burst in my eye. Have any of y'all ever had that? My husband's got it before, like when he got food poisoning and was like throwing up, throwing up, throwing up. We assume it was food poisoning because it was after he ate at this place or whatever. And the symptoms he had, but he had a blood vessels burst in both of uh, his eyes. But I have never had this. It almost feels like something is in my eye. Can y'all see it? I'm just assuming that y'all could see it. But anyway, y'all, let's get into the stuff. I'm talking to y'all like we're on a FaceTime. One of y'all said that to me in one of my rideshare ramble videos. You said you felt like we're on FaceTime, and that's what I want y'all to feel like. So let's get into some things. Bravo. Leah McSweeney is not giving up. She's grabbed Andy Cohen's collar and she ain't letting go until somebody pries her hands from it. In other words, if the judge rules out of her favor. So let's go. We know that Leah has been in a suit with Bravo for over a year now, I believe. Well, she's come out and said some more things. This is according to People. Leah McSweeney first filed a lawsuit against Andy Cohen in February 2024, claiming she was the victim of discrimination and pressured to drink alcohol despite her sobriety. Well, now she's saying that Andy orchestrated an attack with former and current Real Housewives stars. In new court filings obtained by People, the former Real Housewives of New York City star, Leah, alleged that the Bravo mogul used the press for a coordinated attack against her after she filed her 2024 lawsuit against him, Bravo, and other subsidiaries for a toxic work environment that encouraged drug use. In her initial filing, Leah claimed that she told Bravo producers that she suffered from alcohol use disorder, but intentionally planned scenarios where her disabilities would be exacerbated in order to create morbidly salacious reality TV. So, what she's saying is she told them about her alcohol abuse and that it was a disability, and that they then intentionally created scenarios around drinking to make salacious TV. She also alleged that Andy engaged in sniff powder use with housewives and other Bravo celebrities that he employs and would provide housewives who partook in the drug with him more favorable treatment and edits. After the lawsuit went public, Leah claimed in new filings that Andy abused his power to direct or induce other Bravo stars to say she was a liar in the press. Excuse me, y'all. She wrote that Andy either directly requested or induced current and former Real Housewife cast members publicly disparage McSweeney's character and the propensity for truthfulness to curry favor with Cohen in the hopes that such favor would propel their entertainment careers. That sounded weird. So basically, she's writing that Andy directly or indirectly had former and current housewives kind of publicly disparage her, and they did it in hopes that they would stay in his good graces and that their careers would be propelled. People has reached out to attorneys for both Andy and Leah. The filing named more than 20 Bravo stars, including Luann de Lesseps, Kyle Richards, Melissa Gorga, Candy Burris, and Dorinda Medley. Leah also specifically referenced Lisa Vanderpump's April 2024 appearance on The Talk, where she opened up about her very close relationship with Cohen before weighing in on the ongoing lawsuit. He's inappropriately naughty, like I am too. I mean, that's what Bravo is a lot of the time, but it's innocuous. He's a gay man that we have a lot of fun with. This is what, ooh, my God, y'all, excuse me. This is what Lisa said on The Talk. This is what Leah is referencing. She said, he's innocuous. He's a gay man that we have a lot of fun with. So am I on his side? Damn right I'm on his side, Vanderpump said of Cohen, which prompted claps from the studio audience. The filing then referenced Heather Dubrow's Let's Talk podcast, where she implied McSweeney should be thanking the network because she was making money and thriving because of this platform. Margaret Josephs was also named for her Page Six interview, where she claimed that the allegations against Cohen were were an attempt to assassinate Andy's character, and that is disgusting. So she didn't name Lisa Vanderpump weighing in on the interview. She's named Heather Dubrow, saying that Heather said Leah should be thankful. And she has named Margaret, where Margaret said that the allegations against Andy were an attempt to assassinate his character. Child. Leah also attempted to double down on her claims that Andy gives preferential treatment to the reality stars who use a little booger sugar nose powder with him. She alleged that two unnamed cast members confided in her. Now, so she alleged that two unnamed cast members. So by cast members, I'm assuming she's meaning that were on the show with her as part of her cast. She alleged that she confided in her about Cohen's alleged GRU. Wait, I'm sorry, let me go back. She alleged that two unnamed cast members confided in her about Andy's alleged DRUG use and named other instances where Bravo stars like NeNe Leakes has called him a cocaine head, and his former friend Kathy Griffin claimed he once offered her cocaine. The new filings come after the two parties appeared in a court hearing in November 2024, and Andy filed a motion to dismiss, which a judge ultimately let three of her disability-related claims go forward and dismissed all the others in whole or in part. Side note, related but not related, how she brings up NeNe calling Andy that. Okay, wasn't that time when NeNe was like at a hotel or something and she was talking and she was like, "Do my Black life matter?" Wasn't she calling Wendy Williams that and Andy a racist? I didn't know that NeNe called. I thought NeNe called Wendy that. Like the had. Let me see. And I thought she was calling Andy a racist. Let's see. Uh, Leaks referred to Williams as old cocaine head in a series of tweets. And then she called Andy racist. Yeah, I didn't think he was calling Andy a head. Who knows? Anyway, Leah is not playing. She is, since the judge allowed some of her claim to go forward, she's continuing. And now she is naming other housewives and using interviews saying that Andy basically directly but indirectly put them up to do it. So the indirect would be like them thinking they had to defend him in order to stay in his good graces to keep their jobs. Child, this is ongoing. I am interested. I'm not going to lie to see how this case ends with the judge allowing some of it to go through. And then now her providing these things, trying to provide this. I am interested to see. I'm not a fan of Leah, never been a fan of Leah. I'm just going to be very clear. From the day she came up on the scene, my very first podcast episode on this podcast that I have, not the on this one, was about her. Well, not about her, but some of the things that I found a little bit problematic. But anyway, I do want to know what the outcome of this is going to be. So we'll stay tuned. Next up, Cardi B. Child, she's letting us know about Mr. Offset. This is according to People. Emotional Cardi says she hopes Offset will die slow after he allegedly files for spousal support amid divorce. Cardi told fans on X Spaces that she wanted to be done with this marriage nearly a year after filing for divorce for a second time. The Grammy winner 32 shared a message for her estranged husband while talking to fans on X Spaces on Friday, May 30th, one day after TMZ reported the Migos MC filed an amended divorce response asking Cardi for spousal support earlier this month. So TMZ is saying that Offset filed an amended divorce response after, she filed for divorce, he responded. Now he's amended it to include spousal support. Child, the Bodak Yellow rapper shared her thoughts on X shortly after waking up to a spokesperson for Offset telling the Breakfast Club that Cardi was asking for everything in the divorce. She said, "The fact that I'm waking up right now to see that this F ninja and his FS team, I know it's not his team. I know it's his ass. Going to tell the Breakfast Club the only reason why this mother effer asking for spousal support is because I was asking for everything and because I don't want to be with my kids. Yo, you such a effing coochie behind Negro." Using synonyms. Cardi said, per a recording of her ex comments shared by Hollywood Unlocked. "Word to my mother, I want you to die, but I want you to die effing slow, Ninja. When you die, Ninja, I want you to die slow in bed. And when you die, Ninja, you got to think of me." Cardi then went on to claim that in a renewed divorce paper, she asked for no child support in an effort to be done with the marriage. She then reiterated that Offset, real name Kiari Cephas, is allowed to see my kids. So she's saying he is allowed to see the kids. Cardi and Offset, from whom she filed for divorce for a second time in July 2024, share 3 children. A spokesperson for Offset did not immediately respond to people's request for comment on Friday, May 30th. Now, let's get into, sorry, y'all, this is my, let me get me to come do a little work. Let's get into something else. Now, that was from people. I'm not going to play the X recording. It's Twitter, but I'm just saying X because that Hollywood Unlocked release. But if you want to, you can go on over there and see it. But let's get into page 6, just reported on another part of it. Cardi reveals her third baby's name while slamming Offset as an absentee father. She said, Offset has been, now this is in the same spaces. Offset has seen Blossom, that's her child's name, her youngest child's name, only like 5 times. Cardi claimed Friday during a space conversation on X, revealing the little one's name for the first time as she went after her estranged husband. She continued, "I've been trying to save your face. I said, you can see my kids in my house. I want my daughter to feel the love of her dad. He hasn't seen his kids since March." It's going to be June tomorrow. The rapper who welcomed Baby Blossom in September claimed Offset is allowed to see the kids whenever he wants, but stood them up 3 times. Cardi cryptically hinted at her baby's name when she was born by adding flower emojis to her caption. So the baby's name, her daughter's name, Blossom. So she has what? Blossom, Culture, and Wave. That's cute. What y'all think? I'm not surprised. Nothing really surprises me anymore when it comes to, I mean, not just them two, but some men in general. Him wanting spousal support is crazy to me, but not surprising to me. And the fact that he hasn't seen his kids since March and we get ready to be June tomorrow, I would wager to say that I don't think Cardi is surprised by the behavior either. If she really would think about it, what has he shown you this whole time? Y'all been not just married together and then married. So I'm not really surprised. I mean, I feel like I don't think she really surprised either. Maybe she was surprised that Offset's representative, whoever that was, went to the Breakfast Club to say that the only reason Offset filed for spousal support is because Cardi wants everything. And I don't know, maybe trying to insinuate that he couldn't see the kids, which is why Cardi was like, he can see my kids anytime, but it just needs to be at my house. Cardi's not surprised. You know who you married. Yes, sometimes you marry someone and they change and you're like, who is this person? But I do believe a lot of times you saw glimpses. If you dated long enough, you get to see who that person is. So I would again wager to say that I don't think she's surprised by a lot of this. I'm surprised he's not trying to get full custody. That way he can then try to go after child support so she can fund his entire lifestyle. I wouldn't be surprised. Um, didn't before I say this, hold on, let me see because I'm not sure about this. That's what I thought. Somebody was saying I was going to say, does Offset have a gambling? I remember hearing something about Offset and gambling. And it looks like there's somebody named Lil TJ. Everybody is little, gorgeous. I mean, little, or a doll. They're either little or they a doll, and then their name afterwards. But anyway, this is according to hip hop news. It says Lil TJ claims Offset is broke and owes him 10K due to gambling addiction. This was in January of this year. Little TJ has aired out. Do y'all know who that is? I'm just asking. Lil TJ has aired out Offset's alleged dirty laundry, accusing the Migos rapper of being broke and struggling with a gambling addiction. Speaking on a Twitch stream on Wednesday, January 8th, TJ claimed that he ran into Offset at a casino and witnessed him begging people for money in a panic after going on a losing streak. Why I diss Offset? Offset is broke. I'll tell y'all a true story. I seen Ninja in the casino. He was popped. He was panicking. He was asking random people for cash apps. He was broke. The Bronx native continued, I don't know what happened. Nobody was answering his phone calls. He was trying to run up, chasing, chasing, chasing. He must have a gambling addiction. Lil TJ then claimed that he loaned Offset 5,000 and that Cardi B's estranged husband secured loans from other people at the casino. He said that he that he gave Set, short for Offset, he gave Set a further 5,000, but has yet to see any of the cash paid back. I see like 13 bands in loans. I don't know who got paid back that day. This ninja's ducked me for so long, boy. Mind you, I'm 23, and this is Raindrop Drop Top, Cardi B's husband. Lil TJ's comments come shortly after alleged messages between himself and Offset leaked online, in which he threatened to smack the Migos member for failing to repay the 10,000. WYAAAAA, basically, where you at? Not gonna lie, I'ma smack the whole ish out of you. TJ warned Offset in an Instagram DM. What's his name? Offset replied, LOL, huh? You joking, right? Just seen this pop up. You gotta be the wrong ninja. You Texan boy, I'll smoke you. Ooh, you barely lived already. Who the F think you talking to, ninja? You gotta be talking to the wrong ninja. I'm in New York right now. Come smack me, little boy. After being informed by Lil TJ that he was in Miami, Offset wrote, if it's that, stop DM me for trace reasons. Nah, never that, little bro. I just want my 10 with this salute emoji. Child, he trying to get that money from Cardi now. Whew, I guess we'll see what happens. Next up, this is according to Vibe. This is some sad news, but Nico McKnight, Brian McKnight's son, has passed away at 32. Remember, he was battling cancer. So just prayers of peace and comfort to his family, his friends. I believe he was married, right? So it says the tragic news was confirmed by his uncle Claude and mother Julie. Cole Nicholas McKnight, affectionately known as Nico, has died at the age of 32 following an intense cancer battle. The tragic news was confirmed by his uncle Claude McKnight, the lead singer of the group Take Six, in a video, and mother. Wait, so it's Claude. Oh, Claude. Oh, that's Brian McKnight's brother. I was wondering if it was his mom's brother. Okay. He was the estranged son of Brian McKnight. It is with profound sadness that Julie McKnight and family announced the passing of her beloved son, Cole Nicholas McKnight, affectionately known as Nico, on Thursday, May 29th, 2025. Nico was a cherished husband, son, brother, grandson, uncle, and nephew. Whose laughter and love touched the lives of all who knew him. Nicholas was a self taught artist of music and photography. His passing is an immeasurable loss to his family and all those who held him dear. So then Claude first broke the news on TikTok. This morning, I found out that my nephew, Nico McKnight, passed away. He's been bravely battling cancer for the past 2 years or so. He spoke on Nico's many talents as a fellow musician and photographer. Nico was one of those amazing kids, quirky and curious and ridiculously talented. Amazing singer, amazing guitar player, had a great eye as a photographer and one of those kids, at least in my estimation, that you always wanted to be around. And so it really sucks that he's no longer with us, his Uncle Claude continued. The 62-year-old, wow. If y'all have y'all seen Claude, he looks like Brian McKnight a little bit. The 62-year-old didn't want news of Nico's death to center around the family drama and urged fans to focus on positivity. I wanted to post this about Nico, about his legacy, about how amazing he is, not about what some of you may have heard about family drama that has existed for quite some time in our family. I don't know exactly what was going on there. I know what I've seen. I know what I've heard from all parties involved. A lot of things didn't get resolved. When they say, you know, I want you to focus on the positive. I don't want you to, I want to put this out there so that way we can focus on the positive and not on the negative. And then you kind of go into it. I mean, you're literally saying, you've seen both sides. The drama has existed for some time in the family. You know what you've seen, you know what you've heard. A lot of things didn't get that resolved. Is that then bringing it back to that which you didn't want it to be about? Like, do you think him even mentioning it at all is him putting focus on it and he should have just stuck to the good things about Nicholas? A part of me does wonder that. It's like, I get it. Focus on, of course it's going to be headline. Of course we know people are going to be talking and wondering, did Brian and his son come to a resolve? Did they talk before he passed away, right? So of course he knows, I'm sure, as his mom, as Nicholas's mom probably knew, yes, people are going to be bringing that up, right? Because it was definitely in the news cycle. However, him bringing it up, does that then again put the focus on it when he didn't want that to be the focus of the video? Should he just kept talking about the beautiful things about Nicholas? I don't know. So he says he knows a lot of things didn't get resolved. He concluded, I know that kid had a lot inside, a lot eating at him for a long, long time. I may have contributed to what happened with him. What I do know is he's out of pain now. I just want to uplift that young man. So then Nico had revealed that he was battling cancer in January of 2024. Months later, Brian McKnight claimed, now remember, okay, he revealed it January of 2024, last year. Months later, Brian McKnight claimed his ex-wife Julie forced him to stop helping with Nico's cancer treatment. We're adhering to her wishes because that's what she wanted, and we're staying out of it. He later mentioned that he's praying for Nico. Julie called him a liar as Nico remained hopeful. Via Nico's Instagram stories, he wrote, so grateful to be at a place where I can honestly say I'm happy. So many things are trying to make me spiral, but I'm not going to. There's too much to be happy about. My health is getting better. This was last year. My health is getting better. I'm gaining weight. Everything is going to be okay. I love my family. I love my mom. I love my brothers and sisters. I love my wife. I love my life. I couldn't stand up on my own 6 months ago. God is good. After labeling his older children as a product of sin, both Julie and Nico spoke out against the disgruntled singer, Brian McKnight. When I was about to die in the hospital from complications from my cancer, I just wanted to bury the hatchet and hear him say he loves me. And he told me he couldn't arbitrarily tell me he loves me. Still cut so deep. And this is what he tweeted back then. Y'all hear that? So Nico tweeted, when I was about to die in the hospital from complications from my cancer, this was before, I just wanted to bury the hatchet and hear him say he loves me. And he told me he couldn't arbitrarily tell me he loves me. Still cuts so deep. I wonder what he thinks now. But honestly, I wanted to look up something. I wanted to look up a meaning of like the actual meaning of a word. Because his word, Brian McKnight's words to him are, I can't tell you I love you arbitrarily, based on random choice or personal whim rather than any reason or system. So basically, what he's saying is, I can't randomly tell you. Amen. He said I just wanted to bury the hatchet and hear him say he loves me. And he told me basically what he told me was he couldn't random on a random or a personal whim tell him that he loved him. That is, I was going to say, I wonder if Brian feels a way now or feels any guilt now. Or is he just so deep into what his beliefs are right now with his new wife and children from her and her child previous that it's not even crossing his mind to feel that way? I mean, because his son is gone now. And for his uncle to say that there were some things left unresolved, does that mean that they didn't have a conversation at all before the? I don't know. It is sad. Again, my heart, thoughts, prayers, and all that go out to Julie and the uncle and the wife of Nico and his friends and his family that loved him, that stood by him, that were trying to fight the good fight, with him. I pray that they get a sense of comfort and peace. It's never easy when you lose a loved one, whether it's happens like that or whether it's something that they're battling and you see it coming. It's still never easy. So, shout out to Nico. He seemed like, from what his uncle described him as, an amazing young man. So, Brian, in the words of Phaedra, you're trash. Anyway, and I don't even like calling people trash, but to me, the love of a parent, and look, don't get me wrong, I know that there are things that children can do to child. I know that. But for me, the way I love my kids, I just could not see. I don't know. I know that there are some times when estrangements in families do happen, and parents aren't talking to their children and vice versa. And I don't believe everything is always the parent's fault, especially when you're dealing with grown children. Everything is, I believe that there should be conversations had, but everything is not always the parent's fault. However, it's just your son being sick. At what point do you put it aside if what the son had said was true, that he just wanted to put it aside and wanted to hear his dad say he loved him outside of him saying he was a product of sin? Lord, I don't know. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. I know y'all too are wishing good thoughts and peace to Julie and Nico's family. Let me know what y'all think about Cardi, y'all. She came out about Offset. Put it in a song, Cardi. I mean, that's just a suggestion. A song, what have you. Take some of that X energy and put it into a track. I'm just like a suggestion if just if you're open to it. And let me know what y'all think about Leah and this ongoing lawsuit and how she's now brought other housewives into it. Love y'all. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn your notifications on. So when I post a video, you get the notification. And when I finally go live, you get that notification too. Love y'all so much. Y'all need to say prayers. I need this gone, if y'all can see it, because next Friday is the hubby's 30th high school reunion, which means mine is probably too, but I just ain't looked in the Facebook group to see. But it's next week and y'all need to show up. And I know a lot of them too, like a lot of his people. Fun fact, I didn't know it at the time, of course, but after high school, I dated someone like It was my senior year of high school, getting ready to graduate. I had linked up with who I found out later was his cousin, and they were good friends. And my husband and this guy actually sang at their graduation because my husband sings and he plays. Yeah, he's they. I said, imagine if I was a slut, literally from the '90s. Back then, that would have been something else. And then he was in our wedding and all of that. So, anyway, I'm going to see all them with him next week, and I got to be looking good. Okay, and I get to see my best friend because one of my best friends and her husband went to high school with my husband, and that's how I met. That's how I started having conversation with him through them. So y'all need this gone. Okay, y'all say a prayer. All right. I don't want to be looking like Gina. Remember on Gina from Martin when Gina was supposed to be meeting Martin somewhere and she got that work done on her teeth and her mouth was all jacked up. I miss Martin. Anyway, love y'all for real. Talk to y'all later. See ya.